Here with trainer Brian Lynch after Tumbarumba just recorded his final breeze ahead of the Breeders' Cup Dirt Mile next weekend. Brian, just what did you think of the work?
I absolutely loved it. I mean, his work partner was a horse called Talbingo, which is only about an hour away from where Tumbarumba is. So they're two Aussie mountain horses. Anyway, he was a perfect workmate for him, set him a lovely pace, and it was just a textbook work going in the Breeders' Cup. They went in 59, they went out and galloped out in 13 on the dot. So just the fashion, his body language, just the way he done it was just gives you a warm, fuzzy feeling going into the Breeders' Cup.
At the start of last year in 2024, he had that big stakes win, and then since then it was just race after race. He kept getting close. He'd always fight, but just couldn't pull it off. Now he's finally gotten into the winner's circle each of his last two starts. How much confidence does that give you going into the Breeders' Cup?
You know, no doubt. Winning form's good form, and he seems to have that bit of a grit in his eye again, and he's back into enjoying a dog fight, whereas for a little bit there we thought he might have lost that. But, with Hit Show the other day, he certainly showed that it's back, and he's as game as he has ever been. And these are the sort of races where you need that sort of gumption in the program.
Was there anything you did differently with him ahead of the last two races that got that spark back in him?
No, it's just been, letting him get some confidence in his works, and, it's just, he's brought it out in himself.
You were his original owner.
Yeah.
We looked that up. He's a Louisiana bred, which I keep forgetting.
Yep.
What you paid $30,000 for him? Were you looking for something just to take to the fairgrounds to have some fun with in the Louisiana bred races?
Well, certainly not the fairgrounds because I don't go there. But I was at Fasig-Tipton one afternoon, and my son had the catalogue, and I just sort of watch him walking into the ring, and he come walking in, and I said, "Boy, this is a lovely big type." And he said, I said, got a great walk to him, and he said, "You're going to like him a lot more, Dad, because he's by Oscar Performance." I said, "Well, let's go and see if we can buy him." So we went up there and we bought him for 30, and the rest is history. It was the Ammermans bought him off me, and then Watham's bought him off the Ammerman. So he's been a great horse for everybody. So if he was able to pull off the Breeders' Cup, it'd be a fairy book story.
Not he was a Louisiana bred. Did Nick tell you that part?
Yeah,
so
I think after I'd signed the ticket, Nicholas had said, "Dad, he's a Louisiana bred." I said, "Well, if they can run it, doesn't matter where they're bred." So, but he come out of a good breeding program. I mean, they've got very good mares, and they do a fine job raising horses. So he certainly come from a nice operation. Been the beginning of his 4-year-old year.
So you bought him and you named him after the town in Australia, which is a little town, you said, and Australia's a really big country. So where in Australia is Tumbarumba?
Well, I come from a little town called Wagga Wagga, and Tumbarumba's a town about an hour away up in the mountains, and it's a beautiful place, and it was a place I had a lot of fun in over the years when I was younger. We won't go into that. And then Talbingo, it's just a beautiful area in Australia. It's up in the mountains, the Kosciuszko Mountains. It's not far from where they filmed The Man from Snowy River. So it's a beautiful part of the world. So I always get a kick out of the names, and I think Tumbarumba's got a great ring to it.
And then the workmate, his name is
Talbingo.
Talbingo. Did you buy him as
I
well
own
for
him
yourself
too. Yes.
originally?
Yeah.
And then
Well, I still own him. Yeah. So he was he's a lovely big style of a horse too, and so I thought we had a lot of luck with naming the first one Tumbarumba, so let's try again and name him Talbingo. So he's had 4 starts, won 3, beaten a nose. So
do you always work them together, or was this just kind of a fun thing today to see the two names side by side?
Well, I wanted to give Tumbarumba a nice, good, serious hit out before the Breeders' Cup, and the horse that would be able to work with him and do that would be Talbingo, because he's close to running, and I could get a little bit of a gauge off both.
Before he won the Ack Ack, how long were we thinking about the Breeders' Cup?
I mean, it's always in the back of your mind, because I thought he ran very well there last year as a 4-year-old, and he ran a really good 4th, and like we talked about earlier, he went through that little always a bridesmaid, never a bride period, but when his form started to turn around, and you could just see that he turned around too, physically, and just his attitude, everything showed that he was on the right track to get there, and the Ack Ack was a stepping stone to get him there. And with the game performance in the Ack Ack, I mean, it's a no-brainer. Let's give it a try again as a 5-year-old.
Have you spent much time looking at the PPs for the pre-entries for the dirt mile?
Well, I've got a bit of an idea how the race is shaping up, and it's certainly not an easy race. A lot of decent horses have dodged the classic because of the depth in the classic, but I'm not going to get overwhelmed by the competition. I'm going to worry about him and just see how the race plays out. I just know we're taking a horse over there in very good form.